Hey yo, what is up guys? It is JRob back here again with you guys today for another walkthrough and guide video this week for Frosty Peaks Tournament Rookie Division here. As you guys know, we have already uploaded the Pro and Expert level division, so if you guys are watching the video and you happen to be looking to bump up through the divisions here in the future, we are now going to be uploading both Rookie and Pro and Expert level videos here on the channel. So if you guys see yourself in any of those three divisions, we will have the content you need. But without further ado, before we hop over to hole number 1, par 4 here for Grunberg Slopes, if you guys haven't hit that subscribe button down there, click that subscribe button, join the Team Energy family, help us spread those good vibes and positivity out there, and let's jump on over to hole number 1, par 4, and get started. Let's go, boys. Alright guys, welcome to the Rookie Division Frosty Peaks Tournament Guide and Walkthrough video. So, we have hole number 1 here, par 4 for Grunberg Slopes. Off the front tee box here, we're going to play this at plus 10% elevation here. So if we have a tailwind, we're going to take the most aggressive approach here and use overpower and try to drive the green. But if we have a crosswind here or a headwind, we're going to have to play the bounce overshot here unless we want to use a power 4 or a 5 ball, and then in that case we can use a crosswind as well and try to drive the green. A power 3 ball may even work as well. But if we have to play the bounce overshot here, we're going to play that at 10% elevation as well, with roughly 5 to 6 bars of topspin, 2 bars of right-hand side spin. We're going to get ourselves down the fairway there, split on the left-hand side as far as we can. Now it's going to set ourselves up for a shot here up on this plateau to the green, either with a short iron or a wedge. Now as you can see, I was mixed up in clubs there, so we're actually into overpower there as well on my wedge. So I actually pulled it back so I didn't have to fight the overpower. So I would recommend extending out that ball guide as much as you possibly can there so you don't have to fight your wind. And as we're shooting up to a plateau, our wind will not be, or our ball will not be as affected by the wind here. So at minus 10% elevation here, we're only making a 1 ring adjustment there at the yellow ring for a 2.6 mile an hour. Now I would normally move that into the middle of the red ring, but as you can see, we're going to come in straight at the pin, perfect there at 10% less elevation for the eagle. But alright guys, that is going to move us on over to hole number 2 here, the first of the par 5s that we do have today. So this is going to be a really nice hole here to Albatross. This is going to be one of those holes that you're going to almost want to have to, land this shot to really do the best that you possibly can here within the tournament. So the best possible chance that we do have here today is going to play the left-hand side, in my opinion. Now what we're going to do is play this just 0% elevation here off of the tee box. Now we're going to use a little bit of overpower here if we have to, some curl to the left here so that we can avoid that rough line on the right-hand side. And we're going to try to hit a perfect ball straight down the fairway as far as we possibly can to set ourselves up for a nice second shot here. Now if you want to use the sniper, I would try to get around 350 yards. That's going to be a good yardage here to be able to pull your ball guide back here about a target or two and have that room to really use your ball guide on your sniper. Now, I want to show you guys some numbers here that I had read from Golf Clash Elite, actually. It said to play this shot here from theirs with 30% elevation here at max distance on long iron. So I saw that and I was like, there's no way I play this shot at 0% elevation. So as you can see here, I went with 30% plus elevation, and I did hit a great right shot here, which is going to push me a little bit further over there to the right as well. But at a 3.7 miles per hour wind, I should have just moved that to the red ring, and instead I moved that just a little bit beyond the blue ring, and you can see how far we came in there to the right. So definitely check your elevation numbers, before you just go right out there on the the course, and make sure you're using a reliable source that you can trust, and make sure that whoever you're listening to has really done their information and research, and gotten their information here correctly. So that's why we always try to do the best we can here to give you guys the best possible numbers, and really play these and do the elevations ourselves before giving the numbers to you guys. So we're going to show you guys another option here as well to play this hole. So we're going to play this on the left hand side as well. Now if you guys do play this on the right hand side, which is an absolutely fine option as well, but you're going to more than likely have a long iron to the pin instead of your sniper. Now we're going to use the sniper here within this clip to show you guys kind of how dialed in you guys can really get with the sniper here, and showing you that the elevation at 0% and just making your minimum distance wind adjustment here for your sniper is all you need. So we're going to play this at roughly 4.5 bars of backspin with 1 bar side spin. If we get a little bit further up here, we're at minimum distance. That's what we're going to use here. So 4.5 bars backspin, 1 bar side spin here, and a perfect ball, and you guys should be able to come in there fairly close here. Just make sure you make a minimum distance adjustment, because as you're going to see there, I made a medium distance adjustment there, and we came in a little bit to the left. So just make sure that you guys make a nice adjustment on that hole, and it should be a really nice hole here to snag that albatross and grab that extra stroke. Alright though guys, that is going to push us on over to hole number 3 here, par 3. So we have a couple different ways that we can play this hole as well. So what I would recommend doing here is playing this with a lower powered ball that maybe has a little bit of wind resistance to it, something like a quasar ball, or maybe a navigator. Katana ball would be fine as well. But what we're going to do is kind of judge this off of whether or not we have a higher level long iron or a higher level wood club here, because we want the best ball guide here possible. So if we have a higher level sniper, we're going to kind of push our target up a little bit, and we're going to use the ball guide of the sniper to our advantage. We're going to play this here with 4 bars backspin and a bar of left hand side spin. Perfect ball, and it's going to be very close at coming in right at the pin if we make a good adjustment there at plus 20%. But we can also play this hole with the Grizzly here or the Goliath, depending on what we want to use as far as our clubs. But if we use a long iron here, I would definitely recommend playing this here with about a half a bar of backspin and 2 bars left side spin, because as you're going to see within the clip, we come in perfect straight at the pin here, but we had just a little bit too much speed because of the top spin here that we used. So we also had a tailwind, which didn't really help our case, because that kind of helped push our ball a little bit forward. But what we're going to do is play this shot here at max distance plus 20%. So definitely keep that in mind, that you're going to play the sniper shot there at minimum distance plus 20%. But as you're going to see here, perfect ball. We come in fairly nice right at the pin here, but we catch just a little bit too much speed to hit that pin and bounce out. So definitely keep that in mind. Make a nice shot there, and you guys should be really close there at snagging a nice hole-in-one there on hole number 3 there for Grunberg Slopes. So good luck out there, guys, on that one. Definitely a great hole-in-one chance. Moving on to hole number 4, par 4 here for Grunberg Slopes. I would recommend playing this hole here to the left-hand side if we're trying to perform the best of our ability here and snag the eagle. So what we're going to do is actually play this here with about 5 to 6 bars of topspin, 3 bars of right-hand side spin. You can use 2 bars of right-hand side spin, but note you will have to use just a little bit more curl here. And with the 3 bars as well, you will have to use just a little bit of curl to keep yourself away from the bunker and the rough on the left-hand side. Now, what our ideal shot here is to bounce off of the first fairway, catch the second fairway there, avoiding the rough and the bunker, and landing on the fairway there, setting ourselves up here for a really nice mid-distance short iron shot. Now, with this shot here, we're looking to bounce right around where the fringe lies, a couple squares just into where the fringe is. So we're going to push our ball guide and our target up just a little bit here, leaving it just shy so it has that room to roll. And we're going to use 0% elevation here at mid distance. So what I want you guys to do here is at a 3.2 miles per hour, we're going to usually move that all the way to the blue ring, but we're going to only move that halfway into the blue ring here because our wind is going to be less affected because of our club length. So perfect ball here. We're going to come in and bounce right before the fringe there, slowing down perfect to hit the pin and snag that eagle on hole number 4, par 4 for Grunberg Slopes. Okay, moving on to our next par 3 that we have here at hole number 5. We have a couple different clips and ways that we have to play this hole as well. So from the front tee box, we can play this here with our long iron. What we can do is if we don't want to hug that rough line to the right, using about 4 to 5 bars of backspin here towards the pin, what we can do is try to use a couple bars of right-hand side spin here to guide us in towards the pin, but staying away from that rough line over there, trying to get that hole-in-one, but playing it a little bit safer and still being able to get that birdie no matter what. Because as you can see there, if we hit a great right shot, that's going to push us even further in towards the right there. But what we want to do here is make sure that we play this shot at plus 10% here off of the tee box. Because as you can see there, I came in a little bit further down because the elevation and the wind blew my ball guide a little bit further back because I didn't calculate for that plus 10% elevation. Now, we also have another clip here. Now, if you guys are really trying to get the hole-in-one on this hole and are trying to do the absolute best that you possibly can, you're more than likely going to try this rough bump option here. Now, what I would recommend is using the best ball guide long iron that you possibly have. Now, usually that's the Grizzly, but here in my case, that was the Goliath. Now, what we're going to use is just a little bit more than 4 bars of topspin here. We're going to use about 4.5 bars of topspin with plus 10% elevation there. I moved it just beyond the red ring there at 3.8 miles per hour wind. We're going to clip the rough and roll straight in towards the pin and hopefully snag that hole-in-one. As you can see, we were very close. Alright though, moving on to the next par 5 that we do have here today at hole number 6. So what I would recommend doing off of the tee box here is playing this shot here at plus 10% elevation with about 6 bars of topspin, and we're aiming towards the left-hand corner of that second fairway right there. So we had a headwind here in this clip. You guys can use a little bit of overpower here if you'd like, if you don't have as much topspin here as you'd like. But what we're going to do is bounce down this fairway as far as we possibly can to set ourselves up here for a nice second shot at the pin. Now this is a little bit more of a tricky shot here, and I would recommend a lot of you guys here to use the big dog instead of the sniper. Now if I were to have used a little bit more overpower here within this clip, we would have definitely been able to reach the green. But I was trying to get this funnel shot here towards the pin to snag the Albatross. Now, as you can see, our ball guide starts to lean in hard towards the left. Now, the ideal shot is to hit that corner hard with topspin, and it will actually, there's such a hill that your ball won't ever roll into the rough on the right-hand side unless it's literally rolling so fast that it's not even funny. But basically, what it's going to do is ramp that ball right up the right-hand side there. As you can see, we have like a little backstop all the way around the green. So what we're going to do is ride that backstop, and it's going to push our ball right down in towards the pin very hard. And that's actually one of the best ways to snag the Albatross on this hole. But as you can see, we didn't use enough overpower there to really get down towards the pin. So if you guys find yourself just outside the pin, just make a nice wedge shot there, extend out your ball guide with that top spin like we talk about, and really make a nice accurate shot, always making sure that you snag that eagle. All right, we've got hole number 7 here, the last of the par 3s that we've got here today. So there's actually quite a few different options here that we can play this hole. Now, one of the more safe options here that we can use is roughly 4.5 or 5.5 to 6 bars of backspin here. Now that's 5.5 to 6 bars of backspin straight at the pin here, about halfway up through onto the second platform there. Now this is a tricky hole. We're going to play this shot here at mid-distance plus 20% elevation. Now your elevation is going to change just a little bit, as well as your club distance if you play from either the front platform or all the way up to the rough bump right before the platform. So there is a rough bump there right before where the green lies. But what we're going to do is just play that straight at the pin to make a nice safe adjustment straight at the pin there. And it's a very good chance as well at snagging the hole-in-one. But that's going to move us on over to hole number 8 here, par 4, the last of the par 4s that we've got. So if we have a tailwind here, we are going to try our best here to drive all the way down onto the platform in the fairway that the green lies on. We're going to play that shot there with 2 bars of right-hand side spin and full top spin with whichever club that we are using. I would recommend either using the extra mile at a higher level, the big topper, the Thor's hammer would be a good option as well at a higher level when you get full top spin. But if we cannot play that option and we have to lay up here, we're going to play this shot here at plus 10% elevation with 3 bars to 2 bars left-hand side spin. We could use a little bit of curl, but about 4 bars of top spin, laying it up on the left-hand side. But I also wanted to show you guys this more aggressive clip here from my opponent, because actually during this clip here, even though we had a headwind, he had a lot more topspin on his extra mile here than I did, and was still able to use the more aggressive approach, even without full overpower here. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. And it wasn't like he was using, a power 5 ball here. He was just using a power 2 ball, so it's definitely possible to make it down there onto that third platform, where the green is, and we can almost drive the green on this hole if we make a nice shot here. But our second shot here from the second platform back is going to be played at plus 10% elevation as well. Now, I would recommend pulling your ball guide back just a little bit. And what we're going to do is use about 2.5 bars of topspin, or backspin here, excuse me. And what we're going to do is put our ball guide straight at the pin, about 2 squares short. So it still has that little room to roll. And we're going to play this at 10% elevation, moving our ball guide all the way back to the red ring, when we would have usually moved that just a little bit beyond the yellow ring there, or halfway into the red ring. Now, I did hit a great right shot here, so we're going to come in a little bit further to the left, or to the right here. But if we would have came in further to the left, we would have hit that really nice there for the eagle. But I also wanted to show you guys my opponent's shot here, so that you guys can keep in mind that, chipping down this little bit of a hill here, your ball guide may, lie to you just a little bit here. Now, putting that full topspin on there doesn't necessarily mean that your ball is going to take off and, start blasting itself down the fairway or the green because you've put this much topspin on it. You really have to keep, in effect where your ball guide is going to go. So he actually only took in effect for his wind here and did not calculate for his elevation. So it blew his ball guide just that little bit further back to where it didn't hit the right spot and send his ball straight in towards the pin. So make sure that you make a nice landing position there and make sure that your ball guide is going through the pin on shots like that so you don't mess up and you can still snag that eagle. All right, though, guys, that's going to move us on over to our last par 5 here at hole number 9. So we have a couple different ways here that we can play this one as well. Now, there's a really couple great options here to snag the Albatross on this hole. Now, we can play this one to the left-hand side, a little bit safe, but kind of aggressive here to play for the Albatross as well. Or we could play it very aggressive on the right-hand side if we have enough topspin and, a good ball combination to reach all the way over, bouncing on the first right rough or fairway, over the rough and onto the second right fairway. So if we're playing this left-hand option, we're looking to get about down towards the front of that fairway there, around 380 yards. But if we're going to play this here on the right-hand side, I would recommend either playing this with the big topper with, a higher level ball, or playing this with at least a power 3 ball here in a higher level extra mile. We're going to use full topspin. We can use a couple bars of right-hand side spin or left-hand side spin, depending on whichever you feel most comfortable with. But our ideal shot is to bounce off of that fairway back there, either clip the rough or all the way onto the other fairway, getting as far down here as we possibly can. Now, that may actually set ourselves up for either a long iron shot or a short iron shot to the pin, which is a very great option. And we would take a long iron or a short iron any day over a longer shot like a wood shot. So you're definitely going to be a lot more accurate. But if we're going to play the wood club shot here on the left-hand side, this is a great option as well, and we're going to play that with 4 bars of backspin and 1 bar of right-hand side spin. Now, we're going to basically find a nice position there on the fairway to where it's going to leave us just bouncing in towards the pin. Now, we have to calculate for that, make sure that we calculate for our club distance there, because as you can see, I played that at max distance numbers and it was a mid distance shot, so that's why we came in just a little bit further to the right there. But if we do play this on the right hand side, as you can see, we do have a really nice long iron shot to the pin, and he's at mid distance here. So if we were able to bounce from fairway to fairway and get even farther down the fairway there, we would actually have about a max distance short iron shot for an Albatross to the pin, which is an amazing attempt there, and which would definitely be, a really great drive off of the bat and a really good score to get on hole number 9 to finish out the tournament. So this is going to be one of those holes here, guys. It's going to be a really great one. As you can see, even my opponent was able to come in there so close and almost get that Albatross, just missing there. So make sure that you guys give yourself the best possible opportunity on a lot of these holes, especially this hole number 9, because it's going to be a really great opportunity, and you will see a lot of people out there grabbing that Albatross. But that is going to be the wrap-up here, guys, for the Frosty Peaks tournament guide and walkthrough video here for Rookie Division. I really hope that this guide helped you and you guys are enjoying the content. I hope that, us making the Rookie Division guides and the Pro and Expert guides really starts helping a lot more of you guys out there. We're trying to well-round, our videos for all of our community so that we help as many people as we possibly can out here. But if you guys are still with us here and you haven't hit that subscribe button for us, click that subscribe button down there and join us in Team Energy family. We would be more than happy to have you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting our content, and we will catch you guys in the next video.